You wake up because your feet feel like they're on fire. You swing your legs over the bed and when your feet hit the floor, you barely feel the carpet. Tingling shoots up your calves. Your toes feel thick and clumsy, like they belong to someone else. You've been to doctors. You've heard the words peripheral neuropathy. And you've probably been told some version of this. It's just aging. It's probably genetic. Learn to live with it. Here's the thing. In many cases, none of that is true. Researchers at the University of Michigan Neuropathy Center spent 12 years following over 8,000 adults. What they discovered in 2023 changed how we understand nerve damage in seniors. 67% of people with unexplained neuropathy shared one hidden factor. Not diabetes, not genetics, something far more common, something most people encounter every single day without knowing it's slowly poisoning their nerves. I've spent decades treating seniors with burning feet, numb hands, electric shock pains, and balance problems that steal their independence. And one of the most frustrating things I see is how often people are given the wrong explanation for why their nerves are failing. Today, I'm revealing the 5 hidden sources of nerve poison that affect millions of seniors. And number 1 shocked even me when I first saw the research. The Michigan team called it the single most underdiagnosed cause of preventable nerve damage in adults over 60. But before we get there, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment with your age and whether you've experienced tingling, numbness, or burning in your hands or feet. Your answer helps me understand who needs this information most. And everything I share is backed by published research. But always work with your healthcare provider before making changes. And your individual situation matters. Let's start with number 5. Number 5, constant snacking throughout the day. Most people think grazing is healthy. Small meals, steady energy, easy on digestion. Boo. Have you ever felt a shiver of fear when you hear the words neurological disease? For many, these terms conjure images of an inevitable decline, a future shrouded in darkness with little hope. We've been told that these conditions, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, even depression and anxiety, are often a cruel roll of the dice, a genetic lottery, or simply an unavoidable part of aging. This deeply ingrained belief suggests that our brains are delicate, mysterious organs, largely beyond our control, and once they start to falter, there's little we can do but manage symptoms. But what if I told you that much of what we believe about brain health and neurological decline is not only incomplete but fundamentally misleading? What if the prevailing narrative is actually preventing us from discovering powerful pathways to healing and prevention? For too long, the conversation around neurological health has been dominated by a reactive approach, waiting for symptoms to appear, receiving a diagnosis, and then attempting to mitigate the damage. This paradigm, while well-intentioned, often overlooks the profound influence of our daily choices and environmental exposures. It subtly implies a sense of powerlessness, leading many to resign themselves to their fate. But let me assure you, your brain is not merely a passive victim of genetics or time. It is a dynamic, resilient organ, constantly adapting and responding to the signals it receives from your lifestyle, your diet, and your environment. The idea that brain diseases are inevitable and untreatable is a myth we urgently need to debunk. This book isn't about blaming anyone or dismissing the very real challenges faced by millions. Instead, it's an invitation to shift our perspective, to empower ourselves with knowledge that has long been overlooked in mainstream medicine. We're going to dive deep into the everyday factors, the subtle neurotoxins hidden in plain sight, that are silently contributing to brain inflammation, cognitive decline, and a host of neurological symptoms. These aren't the dramatic poisons we see in thrillers, but rather common elements in our modern lives that, over time, can erode our brain's resilience and vitality. Imagine if a few simple adjustments could unlock a whole new level of brain health for you. Many of us experience symptoms like brain fog, memory lapses, persistent fatigue, or unexplained mood swings and dismiss them as just getting older or stress. We've been conditioned to believe these are normal rites of passage. But what if these seemingly minor issues are actually early warning signs, whispers from your brain signaling that something isn't quite right? This chapter is your wake-up call, a gentle but firm challenge to accepted wisdom. We'll explore how simple, often overlooked aspects of our diet and lifestyle can act as powerful triggers, igniting the very processes that lead to neurological dysfunction. It's time to move beyond the fear and embrace understanding. My goal is to equip you with actionable insights and practical strategies, empowering you to take control of your neurological destiny. We'll uncover the top 5 neurotoxins that are secretly sabotaging your brain health, and more importantly, how to identify and neutralize them. This isn't just about preventing disease, it's about optimizing your brain's performance, enhancing your mood, sharpening your memory, and reclaiming your vitality. Prepare to challenge everything you thought you knew about brain health. Your journey to a sharper, more resilient brain begins now. Let's embark on this transformative path together. Remember those cozy childhood days when a snack was a special treat? Perhaps an apple after school, or a cookie on a Saturday afternoon? Fast forward to today, and snacking has become a constant companion, almost a lifestyle. We're bombarded with messages that tell us to fuel up every few hours, that grazing is good for our metabolism. But what if this seemingly innocent habit is silently contributing to neurological inflammation, slowly eroding our brain health? It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Let's peel back the layers and uncover the truth behind constant snacking. Our bodies are designed for periods of feasting and fasting. Historically, our ancestors didn't have access to food 24/7. Their digestive systems, and by extension, their brains, adapted to cycles of eating followed by periods of rest. When we constantly snack, we keep our digestive system in perpetual motion. This might seem efficient, but it has a hidden cost. Every time we eat, especially foods high in refined carbohydrates and sugars, which many snacks are, our body releases insulin. Insulin's job is to move sugar from our bloodstream into our cells for energy. But constant insulin spikes, day in and day out, can lead to insulin resistance. This means our cells become less responsive to insulin, requiring more and more of it to do the same job. This isn't just a precursor to type 2 diabetes, it's a direct pathway to neurological issues. Think of it this way, your brain runs on glucose. When insulin resistance sets in, your brain cells struggle to get the fuel they need, even if there's plenty of sugar in your blood. It's like having a full gas tank but a broken fuel line. This chronic energy deprivation can lead to brain fog, fatigue, and even impact cognitive function over time. But there's more. The constant digestive load from snacking also means our gut is always working. An overburdened gut can lead to leaky gut, a condition where the intestinal lining becomes permeable, allowing undigested food particles and toxins to leak into the bloodstream. This leakage triggers an immune response. Your immune system, trying to protect you, sees these particles as invaders and launches an inflammatory attack. This systemic inflammation doesn't just stay in your gut, it travels throughout your body, including to your brain. Neuroinflammation, as it's called, is a silent killer of brain cells and a major driver behind conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, anxiety, and depression. The very foods we often choose for snacks, processed chips, sugary drinks, pastries, are the worst culprits, fueling both insulin resistance and gut inflammation. So, what's the solution? It's not about starving yourself or never enjoying a snack again. It's about restoring balance. Giving your digestive system a break between meals allows it to rest, repair, and reduce the inflammatory load. Aim for 3 main meals a day, with a decent pause of 4 to 5 hours between them, and try to avoid eating after dinner until breakfast. This simple shift can make a profound difference in stabilizing blood sugar, reducing inflammation, and giving your brain the consistent, clean energy it craves. Reclaim your brain health by embracing the power of mindful eating and strategic fasting. Your brain will thank you for it. Have you ever experienced that uncomfortable burning sensation after a meal, the kind that makes you reach for an antacid? Many of us have. And for countless individuals, acid-blocking medications like PPIs, proton pump inhibitors, have become a daily staple, a seemingly quick fix for heartburn, GERD, and indigestion. They're widely prescribed, often seen as harmless solutions to common digestive woes. But what if this seemingly innocuous pill, meant to bring relief, was actually setting the stage for a silent, insidious threat to your most vital organ, your brain? This chapter dives into the hidden dangers of these common medications, revealing their profound impact on nutrient absorption, specifically a critical vitamin often overlooked until it's too late. Here's the often missed connection: our stomachs need acid. A lot of it. It's not just there to make us uncomfortable. Stomach acid is crucial for breaking down food and, more importantly, for our brain health, for liberating vitamin B12 from the proteins in our diet. When we take acid blockers, we effectively turn down or even switch off this essential digestive process. Think of it like trying to cook a meal without heat. The ingredients are there, but they can't be properly transformed into something usable. Over time, consistently low stomach acid, induced by these medications, severely impairs our ability to absorb B12. Vitamin B12 isn't just another nutrient, it's a cornerstone of neurological health. It plays a pivotal role in nerve function, the formation of myelin, the protective sheath around our nerves, and the synthesis of neurotransmitters that regulate mood, memory, and cognitive function. A deficiency in B12 can manifest in a terrifying array of symptoms: brain fog, memory loss, fatigue, numbness or tingling in the extremities, balance problems, and even depression or anxiety. These symptoms often mimic other neurological conditions, leading to misdiagnosis and a prolonged struggle for relief. It's a silent epidemic impacting millions, often without them realizing the root cause. The insidious part is that B12 deficiency doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow burn. Our bodies have a remarkable capacity to store B12, sometimes for years. This creates a false sense of security for many long-term acid blocker users. They might be taking their medication for years before any noticeable B12 deficiency symptoms emerge. By the time they do, significant neurological damage may have already occurred. This delay makes the connection between the medication and the symptoms incredibly difficult to pinpoint without specific knowledge. It's a ticking time bomb, silently eroding health. So, what can you do? If you're on acid-blocking medication, especially long-term, it's crucial to have a conversation with your doctor about potential B12 deficiency and alternative strategies for managing digestive health. This might involve exploring dietary changes, stress management, or natural supplements that support healthy stomach acid production, rather than suppressing it entirely. Regular B12 level checks are also paramount. Understanding this hidden link empowers you to take control of your health and protect your brain from a preventable silent threat. Your brain deserves optimal nutrition. Welcome back, friends, to our journey uncovering the silent saboteurs of neurological health. Today, we're diving into a topic that might surprise many: the seemingly innocent fruit juices and smoothies. For years, we've been told these vibrant concoctions are elixirs of health, packed with vitamins and antioxidants. But what if the sweet truth hides a darker side, especially for our precious brains? Let's peel back the layers and understand why these healthy drinks can sometimes be a neurotoxin. The primary culprit here isn't the fruit itself, but the way we consume it. When you juice or blend fruits into a smoothie, you often strip away the very element that makes whole fruit beneficial: its fiber. This fiber acts as a natural buffer, slowing down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. Without it, you're essentially delivering a concentrated shot of fructose directly to your system. Imagine blending 5 apples into a single glass. Would you eat 5 apples in one sitting? Probably not. Yet, we happily drink their concentrated sugar equivalent, often without a second thought. This rapid sugar spike is a significant stressor for your body, and particularly for your brain. This sugar surge triggers a cascade of inflammatory responses throughout your body, including your delicate nervous system. Chronic inflammation is a known precursor to a host of neurological issues, from brain fog and fatigue to more severe conditions like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Furthermore, the excess fructose must be processed by your liver, and when consumed in large quantities, it can lead to fat accumulation and insulin resistance, conditions that are intimately linked to neurodegeneration. Your brain relies on stable blood sugar levels. Constant fluctuations from these sugary drinks can impair its function and communication pathways. Beyond inflammation, the oxidative stress caused by high sugar intake is another major concern. Our brain, though only accounting for about 2% of our body weight, consumes a disproportionately high amount of oxygen and energy. This makes it highly susceptible to oxidative damage, a process akin to rusting, where free radicals attack healthy cells. Fruit juices, despite their antioxidant content, can overwhelm the body's natural defenses when their sugar load is excessive, contributing to this cellular damage and accelerating brain aging. So, what's the takeaway? It's not about villainizing fruit, which in its whole form, remains a nutritional powerhouse. It's about moderation and awareness. Instead of relying on juices and smoothies as daily staples, especially those loaded with added sugars or large quantities of high-sugar fruits, opt for whole fruits. Enjoy an apple, a handful of berries, or a banana. When you eat the whole fruit, you benefit from the fiber, which not only aids digestion but also helps regulate blood sugar. By making conscious choices about our sweet indulgences, we can better protect our neurological health and keep our brains thriving. This seemingly small shift can make a world of difference for your brain's future. Welcome back to our journey of uncovering the silent saboteurs of our nervous system. Today, we're tackling a culprit that hides in plain sight, often lauded for its quick energy: simple carbohydrates. Think white bread, sugary cereals, pastries, and even many seemingly innocent, healthy snacks. While they offer a fleeting burst of energy, their true impact on our delicate neural pathways is far more sinister, manifesting as a destructive blood sugar roller coaster. When we consume these refined carbohydrates, our bodies rapidly convert them into glucose, causing a swift and dramatic spike in blood sugar. Imagine a calm lake suddenly hit by a massive, uncontrolled wave. This surge triggers a frantic release of insulin, the hormone responsible for ushering glucose into our cells. Over time, constant exposure to these extreme fluctuations wears down our body's insulin response, leading to insulin resistance. This isn't just about diabetes, it's a foundational stressor for our entire system, especially our brain. Now, let's talk about why this blood sugar chaos is so damaging to our nerves. Chronic high blood sugar, or even frequent spikes, leads to a process called glycation. This is where sugar molecules bind to proteins and fats, forming advanced glycation end products, AGEs. Picture these AGEs as sticky, inflammatory compounds that literally gum up the works in our body, including our brain and peripheral nerves. They impair nerve function, reduce blood flow to neural tissues, and fuel a cycle of inflammation that directly damages the myelin sheath, the protective coating around our nerves. Without healthy myelin, nerve signals falter, leading to a myriad of neurological symptoms like brain fog, memory issues, numbness, tingling, and even conditions like neuropathy. It's a vicious cycle. Simple carbs cause blood sugar spikes, leading to insulin resistance and glycation, which then damages nerves and brain cells. This damage can manifest as cognitive decline, mood disturbances, and a general feeling of unwellness that doctors often struggle to pinpoint. The good news is, you have the power to break this cycle. By consciously choosing complex carbohydrates, whole grains, legumes, and a rainbow of vegetables, you provide your body with sustained energy, avoiding those damaging blood sugar peaks and valleys. These foods are digested slowly, releasing glucose gradually, like a gentle stream rather than a destructive wave. Embracing whole, unprocessed foods rich in fiber and nutrients is not just about managing weight, it's about protecting the very electrical wiring that allows you to think, feel, and move. It's about nurturing your nervous system, giving it the stability and fuel it needs to thrive, not just survive. So, the next time you reach for that quick sugary fix, remember the hidden impact it has on your most precious asset, your brain and nerves. Make choices that empower your neural health. Welcome back to our journey through the often misunderstood world of neurological health. We've explored common culprits like constant snacking, acid blockers, sugary drinks, and simple carbs. But today, we're diving into what I believe is the most overlooked and devastating neurotoxin of all, a silent assailant that quietly erodes our brain health, often without a direct diagnosis. This isn't something you eat or a pill you take, it's an insidious force that impacts countless lives, yet remains largely unacknowledged in conventional medicine. Get ready, because what you're about to learn could fundamentally change your understanding of chronic illness and neurological decline. This hidden enemy is chronic stress, specifically the unmanaged kind, consistently flooding your system with destructive chemicals. Think about it, our bodies are designed for short bursts of stress, the fight-or-flight response. In ancient times, this meant escaping a predator or confronting a threat, after which our systems would return to a state of calm. But in our modern world, the predators are constant deadlines, financial worries, relationship struggles, and an always-on digital existence. This constant state of heightened alert means your adrenal glands are perpetually pumping out cortisol and adrenaline. While these hormones are vital in acute situations, their prolonged elevation acts like a corrosive agent on your brain. It shrinks the hippocampus, a critical area for memory and learning, and damages the blood-brain barrier, making your brain vulnerable to other toxins and inflammation. The neurological consequences of this perpetual stress response are far-reaching and often mistaken for other conditions. You might experience persistent brain fog, difficulty concentrating, memory lapses, chronic fatigue, anxiety, and even depression. These aren't just symptoms of modern life, they are direct indicators of neurological distress caused by chronic cortisol exposure. Over time, this stress can accelerate neurodegeneration, making you more susceptible to conditions like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even autoimmune neurological disorders. It's a vicious cycle. Stress causes neurological damage, which then makes it harder to cope with stress, further exacerbating the problem. We often treat the symptoms, not the root cause. But the damage doesn't stop at your brain cells. Chronic stress profoundly impacts your gut, which is often called your second brain, due to its vast network of neurons and its production of neurotransmitters. Stress disrupts the delicate balance of your gut microbiome, leading to dysbiosis, an imbalance of good and bad bacteria. This, in turn, can increase gut permeability, also known as leaky gut. When your gut is leaky, inflammatory molecules and undigested food particles can escape into your bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammation that easily crosses the damaged blood-brain barrier. So, what starts as a stressful thought can literally contribute to inflammation in your brain, proving just how interconnected your mind and body truly are. The good news is that while chronic stress is a potent neurotoxin, it's also one we have significant control over. It requires a conscious shift from a reactive state to a proactive one. Strategies like mindfulness, meditation, regular physical activity, ensuring adequate sleep, spending time in nature, and cultivating meaningful social connections are not just nice-to-haves, they are essential neuroprotective interventions. Learning to identify your stressors, setting boundaries, and practicing deep breathing can literally rewire your brain over time, reducing cortisol levels and fostering neurogenesis. It's about empowering yourself to manage the internal environment, safeguarding your neurological future against this pervasive, yet often unrecognized, threat. Welcome to Chapter 7, a pivotal moment in our shared journey. We've spent significant time unveiling the 5 hidden neurotoxins, peeling back layers of common habits and overlooked factors that silently erode our neurological health. From the incessant snacking that fuels inflammation to the surprising truth about acid blockers and B12 deficiency, the sugary deception of fruit juices, the devastating blood sugar spikes from simple carbohydrates, and finally, the most underestimated cause of nerve damage, we've shed light on what's been dimming your inner light. It might feel like a lot to take in, perhaps even overwhelming, but remember why we embarked on this path. not to instill fear, but to equip you with knowledge, the most potent tool for change. The beauty of our bodies, and particularly our nervous system, lies in its incredible capacity for resilience and repair. It's not a static entity, it's a dynamic, ever-adapting system that responds profoundly to the choices we make daily. Think of your brain and nerves as a magnificent garden. If you've been unknowingly planting weeds and neglecting the soil, it's never too late to start tending to it with care. This chapter isn't just about understanding the what and why, it's about embracing the how you can actively participate in reshaping your neurological destiny. It's about recognizing that you hold the power to change the narrative. So, what does it mean to synthesize and empower? It means integrating the insights from the previous chapters into actionable steps. It's about choosing nutrient-dense whole foods, understanding the timing of your meals to stabilize blood sugar, opting for complex carbohydrates over simple ones, and being mindful of medications that might deplete essential nutrients. It's about consciously nurturing your gut health, which we now know is intimately linked to brain health. It's about building a lifestyle that actively supports nerve regeneration and reduces inflammation, rather than inadvertently causing it. This isn't about perfection, it's about consistent, small, meaningful adjustments that accumulate into profound benefits. Imagine waking up with greater mental clarity, sharper memory, and a renewed sense of vitality. Imagine the reduction in those nagging neurological symptoms that once felt like an inevitable part of aging or an unchangeable diagnosis. This isn't wishful thinking, it's the tangible outcome of informed choices. Many believe that once neurological damage occurs, it's irreversible. While some conditions are indeed challenging, modern science increasingly reveals the brain's plasticity and its remarkable ability to heal, given the right environment. Your body is constantly striving for balance and health. Sometimes, it just needs us to stop putting obstacles in its way and instead provide the building blocks it craves. This is your call to action. You are not a passive recipient of your neurological fate. You are an active architect. By embracing these principles, by making conscious choices about what you consume, how you manage stress, and how you nourish your body, you are taking command. This chapter is a celebration of your inherent power, a reminder that every small step you take is a powerful statement towards a healthier, more vibrant you. Your neurological destiny is not set in stone, it's waiting for you to sculpt it. Let's step forward with confidence and intention, knowing that a brighter, clearer future is within your reach. As we journeyed through the intricate world of neurotoxins and their subtle yet devastating impact on our nervous system, you've gained invaluable insights. You've uncovered the hidden culprits lurking in our daily routines, from incessant snacking to seemingly innocent fruit juices, and understood how common medications like acid blockers can inadvertently rob your brain of vital nutrients. It's a lot to take in, isn't it? But remember, knowledge is not just power, it's the first step towards reclaiming your health and forging a path to true neurorecovery. You are not a passive recipient of your fate, you are an active participant, capable of making profound changes. Now, you might be thinking, this is great, but where do I even begin? The good news is, you don't have to navigate this journey alone, nor do you need to spend a fortune to get started. I believe that foundational health knowledge should be accessible to everyone. That's why I've dedicated myself to creating a treasure trove of free resources, designed to empower you from day one. Imagine a space where complex science is broken down into simple, actionable steps, where you can find delicious, brain-friendly recipes, and practical guides to detoxify your diet and lifestyle. This isn't just theory, it's a blueprint for tangible change. This is your starting point. Visit our website, a sanctuary of science-backed information, meticulously curated to support your neurorecovery journey. Dive into our blog, where new articles regularly explore topics from optimal brain nutrition to stress management techniques, always keeping you informed and inspired. Join our vibrant online community, a place where fellow journeyers share experiences, offer encouragement, and celebrate small victories. You'll find a supportive network that understands your challenges and champions your successes. Connecting with others who share similar goals can be an incredibly powerful motivator. You'll feel truly supported. But resources are just tools. The real magic happens when you apply them consistently and patiently. Neurorecovery is not a sprint, it's a marathon, a gradual unfolding of healing and restoration. There will be days of triumph and days of challenge, but every small, conscious choice you make builds momentum. Start with one change, perhaps eliminating that constant snack or swapping your morning fruit juice for a savory, nutrient-dense breakfast. Small steps lead to big transformations. Listen to your body, celebrate every improvement, no matter how minor, and be kind to yourself through the process. Your body truly needs it. This is more than just a diet or a lifestyle change, it's a commitment to your long-term well-being, a re-engagement with your body's innate capacity to heal. The journey might seem daunting at first, but with the right guidance, a supportive community, and unwavering determination, you can absolutely reverse the tide of neurodegeneration and cultivate a vibrant, resilient brain. Embrace this journey with an open heart and a curious mind, and know that every step you take brings you closer to a healthier, clearer, and more energized you. Your neurorecovery story is just beginning. A vibrant, resilient brain. So, as we reach the end of our journey, remember that true strength isn't just about surviving challenges, but about transforming them into opportunities for growth. It's in those moments of vulnerability, when the path seems darkest, that our deepest resilience truly shines. Embrace every scar, for they are not marks of defeat, but powerful testaments to your unwavering spirit and the battles you've overcome. Look forward with hope, knowing that each sunrise brings a chance to redefine your story, to build a future sculpted by courage and illuminated by purpose. The greatest chapter of your life is always the one you are about to write. Go forth, and make it extraordinary.